Sex is a fundamental viewpoint of various associations, and while research sees that as though ordinary sex offers help to solidify a couple's energetic security, that lift doesn't decide from the actual go-about as much as from what it communicates: receptiveness, straightforwardness, positive correspondence, and a pledge to develop and keep up sexual imperativeness. What occurs after sex is furthermore vital. Investigate on sexual iridescence, counting cuddling and cushion discussion, discovers that the sensation of further developed sexual satisfaction taking after a sexual encounter can take off accessories feeling improved roughly each other for a really long time, or to be sure months. While various assistants stress roughly why they might not have intercourse as habitually as they once did, or whether they got to learn and use strategies, a decline in a couple's sexual coexistence is all the more regularly an impression of different issues inside the relationship, rather than the reason. Married couples report engaging in sexual activity an average of 58 times annually, despite the fact that couples in their 20s report having about 111 visit experiences annually, with that number declining by about 20% every 10 years as couples get older. Numerous specialists advise that as long as a couple finds their relationship satisfactory and acknowledges they are having enough sex, neither unusually intense or exceedingly spectacular sex should be a problem. Having loving links with death and life is possible, while quitting smoking and exercising are better ways to delay death. Having significant areas of strength is still more effective than having no relationships at all. However, respect is always linked and may essentially survive if the two partners are honest and open with one another, express their gratitude, communicate their thoughts and feelings, and ask for help rather than trying to do everything on their own. People frequently agree that keeping their siblings away from them is maintaining their relationship, but when they discover that the person they value most has not confided in them or looked into their affairs, they may feel deeply upset. It is possible to think of nostalgic love as a formative emotion, a motivation that improves the likelihood that one will impart their features to later eras. It has also been described as a motivation to keep friends together over the long term. Some see it as an impact known as the simple reiterated openness effect that unifies individuals despite the absence of strong sentimental sentiments. Others also characterize love as merely a societal construct, citing clear definitions and approaches to it in many contexts and social orders. A couple of people acknowledge that the three parts of closeness, responsibility, and excitement make up treasure. Regardless, a piece of couples pressure that over the long haul, their energy is vanishing and their bond is becoming shakier. Consenting to ask about, in any case, a couple's need of love is to a lesser extent a worry than the possibility that it can never be resuscitated. Associates who are careful that long for waxes and vanishes are bound to resuscitate it and stay together. Undoubtedly, couples that are generally successful at resolving conflicts are often imitated when it comes to examining sex. Many people think that unfathomable sex shouldn't involve conversation, yet this sometimes leads to lengthy periods of boring or unsatisfactory encounters. Research shows that people try to avoid talking about difficult topics because they worry that what they say might hurt a relationship, especially if it's about sexual fantasies or being interested in eccentric sex, because talking about their sexual coexistence will make their partner possessive, or because they're afraid to talk about themselves out of a neurotic fear of being treated disrespectfully. However, research also demonstrates that partners who can assess their closeness with one another are generally happier in their relationships since they realize that their sexual concerns are normally not, all things considered, an indication that their relationship is in trouble. When assistants realize that most types of offbeat sex are actually quite common, the situation becomes less complicated. Studies have shown that most couples have engaged in what is typically regarded as aberrant sex play, or at the very least, have fantasized about it. Couples who understand this and put less pressure on themselves to meet unrealistic standards are better able to analyze their desires and are more likely to maintain happy relationships. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanking you for watching.